The Universal Starlight Echo Station. Let's check it out. Today's video is brought to you by Sweetwater, one of my absolute favorite music instrument and gear retailers. In particular, I really love the way the instruments come packed and set up and ready to go. I've never had one that I couldn't just take out of the box and start playing and just have it feel right. In addition, their customer service is just fabulous. And you get a dedicated sales engineer to work with. My sales engineer's name is Kenny, and here's the thing that's funny. Kenny has been my sales engineer for something like 10 years. It's crazy. Anyhow, I've got links to both the Universal Audio Starlight and Sweetwater's entire collection of delays and reverbs below. Hope you'll check them out. The Starlight Echo Station is UA's take on classic tape, bucket brigade, and digital delay types, all in one pedal. Here's a simple tape-style delay setup on the pedal. And as you can hear, the low end rolls off as the repeats fade out. That's a classic tape-style delay characteristic. Now we can adjust that on this pedal. First off, we're going to look at a knob on the second row. It's called Color. And in tape delay mode, this controls the virtual tape delay input level. I've got it in the middle now, but if I bring it up, check this out. And if I bring it all the way down, there's hardly anything. So it's very flexible. It provides extra gain into the virtual tape deck unit itself. The next thing to look at is a three-way switch that allows you to create essentially three different kinds of tape decks or tape units. I've got it on what they call minty clean. And for a tape style delay, it is pretty clean. But if I switch it to the middle position, I'm going to get a darker, warmer, more worn out sounding tape. And position number 3 is yet another take on worn out tape. And what's tape style delay without a little bit of wow and flutter? That's what the mod knob is for. Let me bring it up with the clean tape sound. Now, if you're listening with headphones or stereo speakers, you'll notice that all of a sudden we got a stereo image when I brought that up. It's kind of like a chorus effect. And if I bring it all the way up, you can definitely hear the warble. Now, let's just try that old worn-out tape deck. See what that does. Pretty cool and pretty grungy. Before we move on to the other delay types, I just want to show you the subdivision knob briefly. We've had it set to quarter notes. Right? I'm going to go ahead and switch it to quarter plus dotted eighth, obviously, one of the options. Yeah, that's one of my favorite subdivision types, and as you can hear, when you've got it engaged, you get a stereo image. In fact, it's a ping-pong style delay. Next up is the DMM delay type. That's the Bucket Brigade delay type, and here's a basic setting for that one. Check it out. That's a really nice sounding delay, isn't it? It's got some similarities to the tape style delay. However, instead of the low end rolling off as the repeats fade out, the top end or the treble rolls off as the decays fade out. You can hear how muddy it gets. And that makes this delay type really great for playing underneath chords and even leads and filling it out, but not getting in the way. And I used a volume pedal on the floor there, and it's really great for volume swells. In this mode, the color knob affects the input, again, input into the DMM delay circuit. And if I turn it all the way up, I'm actually going to have to bring the mix down a bit. Here's what we get. You can get really dirty with this thing. Let's bring it back down and bring up our mix again. All right. Next up, let's try out some modulation. Right now it's been off. There's 3 modes. There's vibrato, and you can actually disable modulation altogether, and then there's chorus. I've got it set with the 3-way switch to vibrato, and here's what we get kind of halfway in the middle. You can get pretty out there with it. Let's try the chorus setting. Here we go. I feel a little seasick. The third delay type is the classic digital delay. Here's a basic sound of that type. And as you can hear, it is digital. As the decays, the repeats fade out, it retains the full fidelity of the signal. The color knob affects the overall tone of the repeats. Okay, let's check it out all the way to clockwise. All right, so you can control kind of the tone, the treble tone of the repeat. And in the middle, it's basically flat. And as you would expect, we also have some modulation options with the digital delay type. In the top setting, we're going to get a flange modulation. So let's check that out halfway. Very flangey. The middle setting is no modulation whatsoever. The bottom setting is chorus. Here's what that sounds like. One of the things I've really been enjoying about the Starlight is its ability to create extreme feedback and self-oscillation effects. I still have the pedal in digital delay or precision mode. Let me go ahead and increase the feedback to 100%. And I'm just going to play an A add 9. I'm going to swell it in with a volume pedal. Isn't that nice? And trust me, that will go on for minutes and minutes and minutes. It will eventually begin to decay and kind of get a little more gritty and grungy, but it's clean and it will stay clean for a long time. You literally could use this for a drone in an entire song. Next up, let's try some extreme feedback and self-oscillation with the DMM or the Bucket Brigade delay style. So again, I've got the feedback all the way up. Let me try that same chord. And as you can hear, that one immediately begins to devolve into decay and grunge, as you would expect a DMM or a Bucket Brigade style delay to do. Finally, let's go ahead and try the tape deck style. And I've got this set to a fairly clean setting with a little bit of wow and flutter, same chord. Yeah, that was cool. And it does the tape deck thing or the tape delay thing where all the bottom end just kind of comes out of the signal and you're left with just the top end. All right, I've got the Starlight set back to digital or precision mode. I've got the feedback set up to, there we go, about 90-95%. And I'm going to use my EBow just to play single notes. And let's see what happens to the layers, because they are going to fade out eventually, but we're going to get a lot of layers. Here we go. Yeah, the Starlight, it pretty much rocks. It's a great sounding unit. And again, links are in the video description below. I'll see all of you on the next video.